All right, let's take a look at this amazing WoW post by Blizzard, in which Candy still don't understand what Blizzard's trying to say. Thoughts on the WoW token and Wrath? Ooh, drama. Honestly, bro, I'm pretty sure people in WoW love this, because like the drama train has kind of tapered off after the Race to World First is over, and EU is losing their minds for a couple of days. We had to get something new, right? Like, we had to get something new in the books, and well, now we have it. It's like retail and classic take turns, It's like drama retail, drama classic, drama retail, drama classic. Eventually, Blizzard, guess what? Diablo's coming out next week. No matter what you do, ain't gonna matter. All this ain't gonna matter in 7 days, bro. Let's see. They start by saying this isn't something that we arrived at lightly. For the entirety of Classic so far, the WoW Classic team has been very resistant to the idea of adding the WoW token to any form of Classic in the Western regions, NA and EU. Absent chat for China. When WoW Classic started in 2019, adding something like a token felt unimaginable to us, and that continued to be true. Hold on. Lint. For us, even late into the Burning Crusade Classic, for a few reasons. In vanilla WoW, the scarcity of gold is a major factor in how you approach your journey at Azeroth, from saving to get your first mount at 40 to picking and choosing which skills you wanted to learn while leveling so you could afford a new weapon or piece of armor. Later on at 60, some form of time investment is needed to maintain a character in an ecosystem where flasks, resistance potions, and elixirs are such a major part of the game, and resources are scarce and highly contested. This was true all the way through Burning Crusade, where potions and flasks could represent a significant weekly expense, and the resource required to make them were still quite difficult to obtain. I just bought them off the auction house. It just didn't feel classic. It felt jarring, out of place, and was anti-ethical. That's supposed to say whatever. To what most of us wanted to relive about those early days of WoW. However, we want to do is from a design perspective, and what we need to do for the good of the community aren't always aligned, which is always true with them. And this is one of the more difficult things about maintaining a large online game like Wrath Classic. When we really looked at the state of the things in Wrath Classic and how different players approach the game, we saw that we cannot use the demand for gold to be lower. The impact of illicit RMT is beyond just buying gold. It's the entire black market that revolves around gold sales. The concept of bots gets thrown around a lot, but it's not just bots that fuel this. It's compromised accounts, credit card frauds, scams, hacked clients, and the tools that illicit third-party use to fuel the engine that is the RMT trade. We hear folks say things like, just ban the bots a lot, like the dumbasses on Reddit and Twitter this morning. We ban tens of thousands of bots a week. It's not visible to you just how much we do, and that is absolutely another problem in itself. We need to be better at surfacing these actions. More on this later. The truth is, we've never been better and more effective at identifying and actioning malicious accounts in our game security operations, GSO, which I've never heard of until now. That's what they call it. Team that handle these actions are iterating and innovating on a nearly daily basis. Unfortunately, in the history of WoW, keyword here, people, history, the people perpetrating this illicit trade have also never been better at coming up with new methods, schemes, farms, and exploits to work around our efforts. As much engineering and analytics effort as we put into this, illicit RMT workshops put the same amount in or more, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of these workshops out there, all working around the clock to develop new technologies and techniques to counter our new technologies and techniques. It's an arms race, and it never, ever ends. We will never completely beat bots or illicit RMT. It's an unwinnable war as long as there is money to be made by third parties. The ubiquitous nature, anyone? Dictionary.com be on that one? Did they even say it right? Ubiquitous? Fuck me, man. Nature of this type of thing is online games is an objective fact. Synonymous. I could have just said that. It has always been a part of WoW and every other popular online game for the past 25 years, and it will always be a part of online games going forward. It's frustrating to fight this fight, but we will not stop fighting it. While we can't completely win the war, what we can do is mitigate the impact it has on the game. Is the WoW token the be-all, end-all to solve this? No, but it is a tool. It's just one tool, though, among many. There is clearly a demand for gold for certain types of players, and that demand is only increasing. So we are engaging a tool that we've used before to help mitigate the impact of illicit RMT has on the game. The more tools we employ, and the less lucrative we can make it for third parties to do what they do to make a profit, the less likely it is that new malicious actors enter the illicit RMT scene. And the more likely that existing malicious actors will exit the business. Ultimately, it's taking incremental steps and using a multitude of tools that will reduce how impactful those third parties will be in Wrath Classic and beyond. I mean, I don't know. Is it like not understandable at this point? I'm still confused. People upset by this are probably the gold farmers. Probably. They're probably the ones making making the posts. You know what I'm saying? As mentioned earlier, we need to improve the visibility around what we do. We posted some weeks ago that we banned over 120,000 malicious accounts in World of Warcraft alone in a large wave, but those large waves that we talk about are actually a very small portion of the overall actions we take on a weekly basis. Using just the past 2 weeks as an example, here are the actions our GSO team have taken. Total exploitative BattleNet account closures, 248,105. Total exploitative World of Warcraft account closures, 73,057. This is just the last 2 weeks, and this is what our efforts look like regularly, week in, week out. It's an enormous effort, and it's many, many individuals' full-time job to do this. This is an issue of sheer staggering scale. We have the tools, and those tools are effective, but the malicious actors come right back and new and different methods every time. All that being said, we need to post these things more, and that's something that our team wants to be able to surface more often. There you go. And do we need anything else? Like, I don't know. People are like, well, they're greedy. They just want to cut of the pie. Fuck yeah, they want to cut of the pie, bro. I would too if I just had to sit there and watch RMT websites making millions of dollars off my fucking game. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Keep banning accounts, right? And just make money. Dude, it's not even that it's 75,000 accounts. That's not the nut part. They closed 240,000 BattleNet accounts. It's been around since Diablo. Exactly. That's what these kids... I don't even know who's complaining. Who cares? We're all playing Hardcore Classic anyway. Let's go. Who's playing Wrath right now? Come on. Stop it. What are you afraid? What are people afraid that this is going to go and take place in fucking Cata Classic or something? Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else you want them to say. Like they're literally telling you that it's an unwinnable war. And what do people say all over social media? Oh, well, they could ban more people and get more to work on it. Yeah, but you don't understand. What they're trying to say is they're doing that already. They have people that work on it, and it just keeps happening. And it's like that for most online games since the inception of its time. Like, I can't understand how not obvious this is for some people to like just frankly understand. It's actually frightening that they don't understand it. Just hire more people, ban them. Here's a hot take on Twitter. They don't care about Classic. It's just a cash cow for them, obviously. They've shown time and time again they will do the least amount of effort required to maintain Classic. Yeah, like banning 200,000 accounts every week. That's every 2 weeks. That's definitely less effort. That's no effort at all, bro. Dude, these have got to be gold sellers, right? These have got to be gold sellers who are making these fucking posts. There's no way these are legitimately, like, you know, educated people that, you know, I mean, maybe they got the old NA education. I don't know. It's possible. Educated, doubtful. This is another hot. They can ban them. They choose not to because it's more profitable. Okay. It's extremely convenient that the solution was to take the money instead of fixing the problem. Also, does it fix anything with their price is higher than the RMT? Well, yeah, because people would rather not get their accounts banned, so they'll take, like, you know, probably 2K, maybe 1K less gold from buying it from them instead. I mean, that one's obvious. Yeah, like, I understand why people are mad that they now have a WoW token that has worked really well, by the way, for retail for the past, like, 7 years. I mean, sure, maybe every now and then you'll be like, oh my God, Towelliee, I just saw some bots today on my server. But it used to be way worse than that pre-Draenor, and everyone fucking knows it. Like, pre-Draenor, you would see some outrageous shit out there in retail. Some crazy stuff, dude. There's been days reporting bots in Fellwood. Dude, they were everywhere. And the people don't think the GDKP system has anything to do with this. Or just a GDKP, how do we say, community, thing, whatever the fuck, then they're crazy. I mean, that's a huge part of it. Like, gold sellers saw that WoW players need gold to get into these weekly guild runs that are run in probably like the fucking hundreds every week on all servers. And they accommodated. They're like, you know what? We can give you the gold you need to get all the loot you need. We got you, boo-boo. Let's go. You wish it would have taken the moral path and donated all WoW tokens to charity after the scandal. Wait. Charity? People's expectations of Blizzard are wild. Yeah, man. This shit ain't no charity, bro. All I'm saying is the WoW token has worked for retail. It has worked. If you played retail every day of every year, as a lot of us have, you would know that the bot situation is definitely not even close to being as bad as it is. Are they still out there? Sure. Now, what do bots do? They go out there and they farm certain areas where there's a high density of mobs to make, you know, to get a lot of cloth and sell stuff on the auction house. But now that like the auction house is like region wide with reagents and shit, ain't no bots care about putting the time and effort into their systems to fucking bot in retail. It's useless. We have such a high amount of gold and inflation here, like, you know, and there's no money to be made in NA at all. Yeah, I don't know. They made their post. I hope that, you know, some sort of like, I don't know, maybe brain receptors get activated by some of these like ridiculous candies out there who are just probably the gold buyers themselves and gold sellers making they're making WoW accounts to post on Reddit.